Hi, my name is Sera Mendoza, and this is my Mustang Wanda. She is actually from Sandwash Basin. She was part of the 2016 Gather and part of the 2017 adoption event. So Cayla and I and a couple other of her students went up there and just weren't expecting to take any home, but then there was some that didn't have any bids on, and she caught our eye and nobody bid on her, so we knew we had to take her home from there. And originally I had just recently started interning with Cayla, so I was still kind of new to horse training, but I had been doing it for about a month or so, and so I got to be at the very beginning of all of her training. So I was the first one to halter her and get the good scratching spots and everything too. Just from there, I just kind of fell in love with her, and a lot of people had interest in her for eventing, but she didn't have that jumping spark at first, and I ride, just do all around Western English, and so we thought she would be kind of perfect for me, and our personalities matched pretty well from the start. And I knew from one of the moments that with these Sandwash Basins too, they love their scratches, so I started scratching her mane and she fell into that too, and ever since then we had a great connection, so it was just kind of meant to be at that point. So I actually had brought her to a different facility for this summer where I just kind of let her hang out for a little bit too, but once I actually really started practicing getting her going with it, it didn't take very long at all. Like the first day or two maybe, she didn't really have any huge bucking fits with it either, and we were able to switch from English to Western saddles, and there was no issue there. And then playing around, we always like to start off small and slow, so just lots of groundwork stuff first before we attempt to get on them, so we have the best experience possible. And so then I adopted her in May 2017 and been doing just everything with her ever since. So we do cross-country schooling, some eventing. I mess around Western, play around with cows and ropes with her too, and we love our trail rides as well, so she's my trusty steed and definitely my heart horse. I had started riding since I was 13. It was just more at a trail riding place, so I led trail rides, but I had never done any English riding until I got with Cayla, and like I said, I was still pretty new to all of that as well. So me and Wanda kind of grew up together, so I was the one who started her under saddle, and like I said, from the basics with everything with her. So didn't have too much experience, but she's taught me a lot, that's for sure. Before going into it, I didn't know a whole lot about Mustangs, but when I was working with them, just seeing their growth, and how intelligent they are and versatile is absolutely amazing. And they definitely let you know and communicate with you of what they do and they don't prefer with everything too, part of the riding. So like her at first, we didn't think she liked jumping, but then she, got into it, and now she's a star with it all. And we have beginners on her, especially with time and patience. They can become the greatest horses ever. I think the biggest thing that I want people to know going into it is also just, having patience, but also just not having expectations, because they all, work at their own pace. Some take longer. We've had ones that, maybe for 2 years, but then now they're doing awesome and are riding now. They just needed that, extra little bit of time. And we've had others that I can get on them after 3 days, from us being there and, them being untouched. I've got on one like that and, walking into the trailer like it was nothing when we were, bringing them home. So we had just practiced around, lunging her over jumps and everything, and she would go over it, but she just didn't have that go to her as well. Some of them, really get into it after a while, and she would bulldoze through everything. So we would go over jumps and she would stop or just knock the standards over and everything too. So she kind of let me know there. So we play around more Western and, like I said, trail riding, and then slowly worked her up to it. But then I think also gaining that trust with her as well helped, because then once I practiced going over poles and stuff again, then she picked it up as if she'd been doing it forever. So Wanda's favorite place to be scratched is her chest and her neck. So after I do this, sometimes too, if I stop, she'll try to take her head and kind of push me to her chest too, to keep getting those scratches. And just pretty much everywhere for her too, and also her butt. Since I had been working with Cayla and the Mustangs a little bit, I had, some of a little bit of the prior knowledge, and it definitely came with struggles, still learning that patience with her. But as I still continued on, I didn't ever have any regrets or think that I couldn't handle it. you know, there's a lot of other sources you can go to for the extra help that way. I had my awesome trainer and, you know, my barn family to help me with any questions that I had. But like I said, you know, you kind of just know, and once you make that connection with them and get with it, then you know that you can pretty much work through it. She kind of started to let her guard down around 2 or 3 weeks after we had brought her home and kind of let her settle in. And the day that, you know, I really got the scratches with her and she started leaning into me, from there I felt really safe with her. She never showed any signs of aggression. So with her, yeah, I didn't really ever have moments that I didn't really feel too uncomfortable with her. They are pretty good about letting you know how they're feeling too. And so yeah, once she kind of let her guard down with me, I let my guard down with her, and it was just smooth sailing from there. She was pretty easygoing. You know, some of them can have that more of, you know, the fear-based aggression, but you know, it's not that they're just trying to be totally mean to you or anything. They're just more nervous, but she never showed any of that. She kind of would keep her distance if they get nervous and, you know, kind of walk away from us too. But yeah, she never showed us that she was aggressive or kick or bite or anything. So yeah, so I was the one who started her under saddle. I had my trainers help Cayla with that, you know, for the first initial tacking up and everything too. But I did her first rides and first trial rides, all of that from there too. And so she was really great about me, you know, laying on her, everything like that. And then the first time that I sat on her when we actually started, and it was maybe just a couple days that I just laid on her, and then I was like, I think she's ready, and hopped on her, and it was perfect from there. She was actually one of the more stop ones, you know, she had more whoa than go, so we had to get that go for a little bit like that too. But she gives kisses and she gives very great hugs, so we can kind of show you her hugs. And then, Wanda, kiss, 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 kiss. Good girl. Her favorite thing is hugs, that's for sure. She'll, as I'm walking, sometimes she'll just pull me in kind of like this and just ask for the cuddles. But the time I've had her, I'm not, you know, personally into showing very much, but I've had Cayla's daughter Elsa school her and show her at Archer and Sunrise, Spring Gulch, and I've taken her to those places as well and schooled her, and we've gone to Lori and some other state parks and everything to trail ride out there, and to other barns too, to get her experience with it. Another, you know, big thing that I would like to, you know, that I wish I knew before I got a Mustang too, was that once you get one, that you'll probably end up with more, and it will be hard to say no to having multiple Mustangs. There's times that, you know, you might be stuck on everything too, but it's all worth it in the end.